Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here, and the world of Hearthstone is never going to be the same after Descent of Dragons. Here are two of the most interesting cards that were revealed today. I decided that I would talk about them in the same video. There is a warrior legendary weapon, Ancharrr. A 3-mana 2/3 weapon. After a hero attacks, draw a pirate from your deck. And there is a pirate, a neutral pirate, a 5-mana 4/4 pirate with a battle cry, steal your opponent's weapon. Yeah, if your opponent has a good death rattle weapon, obviously many of them are currently already in wild, but like think of Valanir, Kingsbane. Stickyfinger, now you have the weapon and they don't have it. And any high value weapon with multiple uses, this is a very scary card. Because if weapons are a heavy part of the meta, then of course you have the option to go with the Ooze, that's cheap, you have the option to go with Harrison, that's card draw, but you also have the option to go with the Stickyfinger, because that just gives you a tempo swing. You get that weapon and you get to swing with that. So yeah, the ability to take away opponents' weapons and give them to yourself, that has never existed in Hearthstone before. There's never been a silence for weapons either. If there's been a death rattle weapon, there's been nothing you can do about it. But now you can just grab it and not trigger the death rattle, so that's pretty awesome. And then that pirate thing. Pirate warrior? Really? I actually went a little bit more in depth into the idea, and I came to the conclusion that unless there are more pirates to be revealed from Descent of Dragons, you don't really make it a pirate warrior. It's more like an aggro warrior with a pirate twist. But that might be viable, because you definitely want to play Galagrond. In aggro warrior, Galagrond is just so good. So here's my first draft. This is 26 out of 30 cards, because we haven't seen the warrior Galagrond invoke cards yet, and I assume that those will be included. That will take 4 slots from the deck, so all the missing slots from this deck will be those. Then there's 2 copies of Shield of Galagrond and 2 copies of the Devoted Maniac. So that will give you 8 cards that invoke Galagrond, because you really want to do a lot of invoking to get that Galagrond battle cry off. You obviously want to play Gronks in every Galagrond deck. Gronks is a card that can draw Galagrond for you, and then if you are already Galagrond, it can do crazy things. And in this sort of aggro deck, you have the option to go with pirates, or you have the option to not. So pirates might not be mandatory, but I figured that maybe you would like to try the Ancharrr. And then, what kind of pirates do you include? I was thinking of deckhands, but deckhands are kind of weak. They're better if you get them from the Galagrond battle cry. Then they get the +4/+4 buffs, then they are 6/5s with charge. But on their own they're pretty weak. You can't like Cruel Taskmaster them to make them better, because they only have 1 health. So I came to the conclusion that okay, with Ancharrr I would like to run Dread Corsairs, Greenskin, and one of these new weapon stealers, Kobold Stickyfinger. So that will make for 4 pirates, 2 of which are discounted by the fact of having a weapon, so then you can play them more easily. 1 that can buff your weapon, so more weapon interaction, weapon draws them and they interact with that weapon. And 1 that can steal you more weapons. So that would kind of be the basic pirate package to play with Ancharrr. And other than that, you put in all the invoke stuff that you can, you put in the Galagrond stuff. That takes a bunch of spots, that takes 10 slots from the deck actually. And from there you try to fill it out so that you can play on curve and you can play aggressively. Towncrier, obviously, a great tutor card. And Towncrier can tutor in this deck the Devoted Maniacs and the Restless Mummies. So there's a few cards that it can draw. Then in any sort of aggressive deck, I mean Frothing Berserker, Corcoran Elite, Bloodsawn Mercenary. These are kind of a given. Frightened Flunky for some additional resource generation. Cruel Taskmaster to combo with the Bloodsawn Mercenary and Leroy Jenkins, for example. So this is one direction that the aggro warrior could go in Descent of Dragons. I don't think you want to build a pure pirate warrior with Ancharrr. The neutral pirates right now, they just don't synergize with it that well as a whole. So putting all of them in just doesn't seem worthwhile. But getting that package, Corsairs, Greenskin, Stickyfinger, and Ancharrr also acts as card draw, so that seems like a pretty good combination. Interesting times ahead. Galagronds, Ancharrs, stealing weapons. This expansion is just crazy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button
and subscribe to my channel for more.